Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the World Class Championship Wrestling Review Series as we close out the month of June in 1986 here in World Class. Some interesting things and notable stuff, some throwaway stuff. The return of the Assassin, the Masked Assassin, against Mark Youngblood to open the program. Certainly not a right home match, but you need opening card stuff, and that's what this is. Certainly, Youngblood has been for about 6 months, maybe a little bit more, a major player in the upper mid card of World Class. Has earned that right, and the Assassin, I assume, is just a guy that they're using extra bodies to get TV time. I don't really know much about him there, but obviously, as to be expected, the Assassin takes over after a little while. Good shine by Youngblood, and then a takedown into the headlocks and the like, and then a snap suplex by the Assassin. Assassin tries to get as much of an advantage as he can, cheats and uses every shot he can. Just for the FYI, Assassin wearing blue and black, and a inverted or a traditional atomic drop by the Assassin. Tries to get victory there, doesn't get it done, but tries his best to do what he can there. And in any event, kind of see things going in a positive direction for World Class in terms of some talents, but as we look ahead, certainly things are starting to slide. Meanwhile, speaking of slide, it is the kind of slide into a jackknife pin by none other than Mark Youngblood to get him a quick victory here. Sunshine responding to Missy Hyatt says that she will take on any challenge that's there. Really a clunky promo because I don't know that Missy's coming back. Maybe she is, maybe she isn't, but they kind of wander through the promo a little awkwardly. Bruiser Brody confronting Blackjack Mulligan. Mulligan says he'll do anything to get rid of Brody. He's known Brody since Brody was a kid, he claims, and Brody is not a big deal. Brody says that this is not true. Mulligan didn't even grow up in Texas. They both basically insinuate the other did not grow up where they claim. They're setting up a confrontation and a war between Mulligan and Brody at some point in the not too terribly distant future. Then we see a tag team match, the U.S. Express, formerly, I believe, known as the Batten Twins. I'm not necessarily sure that the U.S. Express thing is entirely legal, as the WWF had used the name for both Spivey and Rotundo and Wyndham and Rotundo less than 2 years before. So not sure about that. And the Grapplers as a team now. Can't tell them apart. But Tony Anthony and Len Denton are now the Grapplers. I don't know how long they hang out here. But the U.S. Express against the Grapplers. Express on top with arm ringers, arm bars, and the like. Early, they use good double team maneuvers, among other things. And they are dominant early in the contest. Of course, the original grappler, Len Denton, who has been around World Class since probably at this point about 7-8 months, has already been Texas champion. So maybe they're setting the grapplers up for tag team gold somewhere in the future. Who knows? But that's what is possible. Both grapplers in the ring, and one grappler gets punched in the jaw by one of the U.S. Express members to kind of keep things going in a orderly fashion. Not a bad tag match, but again, when you've got two masked guys and two twins, it's really hard to keep control of the action. I would think the referee might even have some difficulty there. Grapplers do cut the ring off on one of the U.S. Express members, and a slingshot into the corner, right into a clothesline by the other grappler, is a good offensive maneuver if you are a fan of the Grapplers. Not so great if you're not, but anyway, power slam in the corner by one of the Grapplers, and a 2 count out the back door, but the Grapplers really do an awesome job of cutting off the ring on their opponents. Smart wrestling there. Um, then we kind of see a double suplex snap over on one of the grapplers in the middle of the ring. The U.S. Express does manage to keep things going in their direction for the next several minutes before finally we get a finish to the contest here. And you know, it is interesting that the Battens do walk away with a surprise victory. We are plugged a tag match for next week, but we move to the main event of the program, which in this case happens to be Rick Rude and Chris Adams. I believe a championship match here. Adams has been multi-time Texas champion, multi-time America's champion before the World Championship designation, before the split from the NWA. Adams has been here longer than most. Percy Pringle, of course, the manager of Rick Rude, not particularly happy with this particular need for this match to be taking place. Even still, Adams is still wearing that eye patch. He takes Rude to the outside early, sends him into the ring apron, along with sending him into the table. Percy Pringle upset about the level of violence in the match. Percy Pringle also ducking behind the ring apron, which is kind of funny. Pringle looks a little bit weak for doing this, but he's not afraid of that. Back on the inside, though, unfortunately for him, Chris Adams, on the receiving end of a diving headbutt, or on the offensive end of a missed diving headbutt. Rude with a vertical suplex. Rude wearing some tie-dye tights, and comes out of the corner with a vicious clothesline. 2 count there, and Rude still managing to be dominant for the next couple of minutes, including a military press slam and other things. Let me grab my phone there, and we will. Then we see Rude break down the match further with chin locks and the like. Really not a bad match, but it does come out of nowhere a little bit. Rude does end up sending Adams onto the ringside table and tries to gain a victory back in the ring. Going back to the chin lock and the slower style. Rude is dominant for the next couple of minutes. It is a pile driver on Rick Rude, which sends him into a negative space. 1, 2, and Rude's foot on the bottom rope. The only thing that saves him after the pile driver. Of course, pile driver used to be a finish in certain territories. Not so much here in World Class. See, guys, kick out of pile drivers a little bit more. 1, 2, and again. Finally, we see Adams getting frustrated with his inability to finish the match, as is to be expected when you're, kind of having that difficulty. And he catches Rude with the super kick right under the chin, actually spits on the man, and Percy Pringle just about has a coronary over that level of disrespect. Pringle causes the ropes to shake, and we do see a crotching of the challenger, and this leads to a victory for Rude and the end of the contest. The referee, however, says that disqualification is a valid reason for, or that interference is a valid reason for disqualification, rather, and so I believe this leads to the change of the WCWA Championship, as the disqualification rule allows that change to take place. We end the month of June with a Chris Adams victory, and Adams finally does remove the eye patch in this one. In any event, we'll go into July with some new challenges and new talent here, but we'll be back with more action right after this.